So let's move on to our next task. The PDF says make a new layer, place the image that you downloaded, then size the image, and then perform what's called an image trace, which I will demonstrate. Okay, according to the specs, this has to be on a new layer, and the way we create a new layer is we come over to the layers palette on the right side. It's this thing that looks like two sheets of paper on top of each other, or a glass on top of a piece of glass, something or other. Click on that and the layers palette will open. Layer 1 will be there by default. To create a new layer, you folks in Photoshop probably already know this. Cursor over the create new layer icon. Looks like a piece of paper with a paper corner folded. Click there and now we have layer 2. If I double click on any layer, I have these options in which I can rename the layer and I can change the color of the layer indicator and so on, but you don't have to do that for this. I just wanted you to be aware. So I'm going to place my image on layer 2, so ensure that layer 2 is blue enabled. Go to File, Place. Now remember, we placed our image in the resources folder. So if you didn't do that, you're going to have to go back to video number 1 and check it out. But navigate to the image that you downloaded. In this case it was this elephant.png. Select that image, click place, and then it'll be placed in the center of the canvas. Also in the specs it says size it to a convenient size. So I have my black arrow enabled. I'm going to grab a corner, hold down the shift key to keep it in proportion, and just size it down so it's something reasonable and just place it anywhere. I'm going to place mine in the upper right corner here. So relative to everything else, you want it about that size. Again, you have the you can see the bounding box. The last part of the task is to make an image trace of this thing, and here's what I mean by that. The bounding box is visible. Click Object in the upper options toolbar there. Object, live trace. I like to use make and expand. So Object, live trace, make and expand. Click make and expand. And over here on our image, you see that it's no longer a bitmapped image, but it's now a vector image. And if you look, you can see all the anchor points of this image. Now this, all you folks that hate the pen tool, you're probably looking at this and say, well geez, why didn't he tell us this before? You know, instead of tediously drawing everything with a pen tool, why don't we use live trace all the time? This is not a good solution to creating a vector image. All these anchor points are increases the file size, and it makes the whole point of having a vector image is to have few anchor points as possible and to have like a nice smooth curve, you know, like that's what you're going for. But you have to know how to do this image trace. There are valid uses for it, and there are ways you can clean up this to make it a more acceptable vector file. But it's just something I want you to know. There are other restrictions. You can't do an image trace with every JPEG image. They should be very simple, just black images. Silhouettes work the best. Yes, you can import like a very large, let's say, landscape photo and apply an image trace to it. The file size will be enormous, and it could possibly crash your computer doing that. So if you're going to use image trace, start with a very simple image. So I just wanted you to know how to do that.